up, my YouTube friends? It's Ryan, aka Ego Boosted. It has been far too long since my last video. A couple updates. I just got my first oil change at the 5,000 mile mark. I'm a little over by a couple hundred miles, but not like I've been with some of my last vehicles. One, I went 10,000 miles. I don't like to talk about that. Completely forgot that it had oil or that it needed to be changed on a semi-regular basis. But I just left the fine folks at Ciocca Ford in Quakertown. That's where I bought my vehicle. Pleasant experience with them. Pull up to the drive doors, the doors open, pull in, do what they got to do, and next thing you know, about an hour later, my car is done. Fresh oil, multi-point inspection, which is basically code for checking all the quick things, making sure that it's all copacetic. So some other updates about the car. I haven't done any performance mods yet. I'm still recovering, as I had said in a previous video. But I have done some visual upgrades. I have installed the matte black racing stripes from American Muscle. That was a fun kit to install. The same day I also installed the blackout kit for all the lights all the way around. Came out pretty nice. I only have one gripe with the blackout kit. They're supposed to be optically clear, and they are not optically clear. I expected that my lights would dim some, but my headlights dim a little bit more than I perhaps would prefer. Plus there's some hazing on them, which could be the fact I used maybe a little bit more soap in my water solution than I should have. But the actual installation was fairly straightforward. The lights that I thought were going to be the hardest were the easiest to do. The lights that I thought were going to be the easiest to do proved to be tricky. The headlights have a multi-convex shape to them, as you guys well know, and that required the use of some heat to get those to conform in shape, but that actually worked out pretty well. I just used a portable hairdryer that I had laying around. Poor thing ran for probably about an hour solid while I was working on the different lights that needed it. I actually ended up using the heat on just about every piece I put on, just to help it conform better to the shapes. For example, on the side marker lights on the rear, I used it to conform to the raised letters, just to give it a little bit more bite and something to kind of like hold on to. I know the adhesive will do that, but I just wanted a little extra. Plus, I found it easier just to dry it out and get the moisture keeper from sliding back and forth. Now, all of these pieces were vinyl. The blackout kit came pre-cut on clear backing. Really easy to get them off, really easy to put them on and apply them overall. The only lights I didn't do, and that's because I wanted to pull them out of the car, was the fog lights. So my car looks a bit lopsided with the tinted headlights and turn signal markers up front, but then the untinted fog lights. And that's because they're a dome shape, and that required a little bit more finesse that I could do with the light in the housing. So one of these days, we'll pull those lights out and then apply the tint that way, just to make it simpler, I think. Everything else I was able to do on the car. All said, from start to finish, took me about 5 hours on a Saturday, and that was for both the dual stripe kit and the blackout kit. Now, the dual stripe kit came, again, from both these kits were from American Muscle. Shout out to them. Got my car on their website, showcasing what I had done, and earned myself a $5 discount. Well, I haven't used it yet, but the dual stripe kit came on a double back vinyl, or double paperback, front, top, and bottom. I've seen this done online, both with and without some sort of spray. I chose to do it with the spray. I want to be able to adjust if necessary. Getting them centered up and lined up was actually relatively straightforward with this hood, because of the two lines down the center, down the sides of each hood. I was able to find a center mark very easily and apply the stripes and lay it all the way down. The hardest part I ran into was continuing down the nose of the car past the edge of the hood. One of my stripes, one of the very little end, has a slight kick to it, which I didn't notice till after I had already set it. I was a little irritated by that. I did not run my stripes, although I have enough if I want to, all the way down to the bumpers. I had seen a few cars with those stripes all the way to the bumpers. I've seen them where they stopped at the deck lines, and I actually felt that that looked better than all the way down, especially with the contours of the bumpers and everything else. I could have done it if I wanted to, and I still can. I felt that this look was better. I think the hardest part for me applying these wasn't the actual application. That went pretty straightforward. Was making sure that I was straight as I could be from the hood to the roof to the rear trunk lid. And I think I got it pretty damn close. I mean, if it's off, it's only off by a few millimeters, enough that you can't really tell unless you put a laser line on it. The actual application of the hood was straightforward, nice flat surface. Just a matter of squeegeing out all the water and soap that I had used. The roof line was easy. The hardest part was just reaching the roof and stepping on the door sills. And then the trunk deck proved to be a bit tricky because of the shape of the trunk deck and the little lip that's back there, getting it to fold around and stay flat. I did use a little bit of heat on the deck a little bit, but once I got it to lay flat, I was able to trim it up nice, make it look real pretty. I think all in all it came out really spectacularly. And then once I got that all done, I decided I was going to dive into the world of plasti dip a little bit, and I plasti dipped the pony in the front and the pony in the back. I thought just blacking those two ponies out just added to the overall sleek look of the car. I still have the stock rims, which are the bright aluminum alloy color, the base model rims, nothing fancy. At some point, once I save up the dough, I want to get maybe gunmetal. I thought about a gloss black, but I felt there was too much black, and I think that the gunmetal will play well off of the matte stripes, which almost have a silver hue to them. But all in all, the car has a much more aggressive look to it. You get in the car, you see the stripes going down the hood, and it's just generally a beautiful look, I think. Now, she's dirty as hell right now. We've had rain the last couple of days, and I haven't had a chance to get inside or outside the car to wash it. I'm off today. Today's Friday. I might try to wash it, although the sky is looking pretty ominous right now. So, it was getting hot. AC. So 5,000 miles later, almost 5,500 miles, I've put on my car. How do I feel about it? Well, I still love it. I've learned how to try to keep my fuel economy up. I do a pretty fair balanced mix of highway and city driving in this car. I drive 13 miles to work up the turnpike every day, to and from. And I do some moderate travels around. And if I stay out of it, I can usually get up over 22, 23 miles to the gallon. Right now on this particular tank, I'm averaging right around 21.6. I've done a little bit more city than highway. So fuel economy, I really have no major gripes about. Fuel prices, however, are starting to climb, and it's making it more and more difficult to readily run right to the premium pump. It's back up over $3 a gallon now, at least for premium anyway in this area. The ride is still solid, no complaints, no odd wearing of anything. Tire wear is good according to my multi-point inspection. Acceleration is still good. There are times when I feel like it doesn't make as much power as when I first got it, and maybe that's just my own perception of driving it every day. If I get into it, it'll still push high boost for stock settings, that is. So coming up on 4 months of ownership, a couple of gripes have popped up. One is the paint method that Ford has chosen with their new line of car. I don't know if it's just the Mustang line or if it's all lines, but in doing some research, I found that apparently they use a different painting process now, which involves thin primer or no primer coats. It's kind of specialty paint. I find it to be thin and chips easy. As I said in the previous video, I have a few paint dings already. Nice thing is the stripe kit kind of hides some of that. A couple of them are right in the center underneath the stripes. They really don't show through. But there's some other ones on the sides. Keeping black paint clean is a nightmare. Trying to find a decent product that works well, both cleaner and polished. I've done a number of different things right now, and I still haven't found one that's like my go-to cleaner. And there's a number of different, cleaners out there specifically made for black paint, but none really seem to work well. And maybe I'm just not doing it right. Maybe my process isn't exact. I don't know. I generally wash the car, try to dry it off as best as possible. I learned the hard way not to wash it in the sun. Although I sort of knew that but forgot and was in a hurry one day, so I wanted to wash real quick in the driveway, and it was hotter than hell. This was a couple of weeks ago, and I was left with watermarks all over the car, on the paint, the windows. Finally got them all off, but it was an absolute pain to do that. And here we have some drizzles down, yay. Same thought goes for the interior as well. This is the ebony interior, all black, and it shows every bit of dirt, every speck. And unless you're willing to vacuum the car every day, which I just can't justify doing, it's always going to have some level of to it. The driver's side is particularly bad because, well, it's my daily driver, and I get in it every day with whatever I'm wearing. Unless I'm wearing something that's completely crapped up, I will, if I'm done work, I get my work clothes on. Like I said, if they're greasy or dirty or exceedingly whatever, then I'll change or put some on the seat. I like the cloth seats, but they show a little bit of everything. Driver's seat has some smudges on it that look questionable, but they're not. Probably some water or drink dribbled or whatever. Because at my age, I'm still learning how to eat food, apparently. But other than that, I still love the car. It's a good car. It's fun to drive. It's easy to drive. Even on days where I'm tired and I just want the car to drive itself, it's still not difficult to just get in and go. Like some cars, like you really have to put a lot of thought into or take a lot out of. This car does not. You can just get in and go. Alright guys, I think that's it for all the updates for now. Again, I apologize. It's been probably a month and a half since my last video. I have no real excuse other than I've just been busy trying to work through a bunch of things at the house, get things cleaned up. Alright guys, that's it for updates. Any questions or comments, you know what to do with them. Eco Boosted, signing out. Ride and feel still pretty solid. The ride and the feel still. If you have any questions, comments, please don't hesitate. Leave them in the comments sections below. Put them in the section below. Put your shit.